And welcome back to ABC News Live. We're just minutes away from finding out who is competing for Oscar Gold at this year's 96th Academy Awards. And this morning, we're rolling out the carpet and we're bringing you to Hollywood.
This is the best day ever.
It is the best day ever.
The top movies are ready to roll into the biggest awards of the season. Will Barbie dance the night away with more nominations?
That's happening, isn't it?
Can Oppenheimer keep its award season energy going?
I am Bella Baxter.
Alongside Emma Stone, who is in the hunt for another statue this year.
I need you here.
Oscar history is on the line if Lily Gladstone takes home the gold.
I had you guys stuck with babysitting duty this year. How'd you manage that?
And Da'Vine Joy Randolph could make history of her own with her first nomination. Did Bradley Cooper pull at our heartstrings in Maestro?
He can be the first great American conductor.
And will American fiction turn the page for the gold?
Something I've written never changed your life.
It's time to make an entrance. We're just moments away from learning who's up for the most coveted prize in Hollywood. It's Oscars nomination day. And what a year it has been in the movies. So many of them out there, but only 10 will be up for Best Picture. So let's take a look at this year's awards by the numbers. This is my favorite thing. So this is the 96 Academy Awards. There are 23 different categories up for grabs, and at least 321 movies in contention for gold. And there's just 47 days to go until the Academy Awards ceremony. And keep in mind, this is the only major awards show this season that did not have to get pushed back because of the writers and actors strikes. The awards are set for Sunday, March 10th, right there at the historic Dolby Theater. And just today, just with the nominations, it could be a historic morning at the Samuel Goldwyn Theater in Beverly Hills. Let's go there right now and check in with ABC's Will Reeve. He is down there for us bright and early this morning, looking fabulous in that tuxedo. Will, thanks for being here. I know that the excitement is boiling. Set the scene for us.
Yeah, good morning, Kana. I did decide to throw on the tux. It is the Oscars after all, and this is where it all kicks off, the nominations. The room at the Samuel Goldwyn Theater is filling up. The buzz is palpable. We're about 10 minutes away from the first batch of nominations being released. Everyone is very excited. There's a lot of predictions that I think will come true and a whole bunch of surprises in store. And that is why everyone shows up here and tunes in around the world to see if their favorite movies and the biggest stars got those nominations or if these surprises come in.
I always love a good surprise, I have to say. Will, is there any movie or actor in particular that you're watching out for today?
Well, I think the big ones, Oppenheimer, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, those the experts predict will garner, double-digit nominations. That hasn't happened, that many movies getting double-digit nominations in some years. Those are the big ones. Those should take all the major categories, Best Picture, Best Director, etc. Those are almost locks. Nothing's guaranteed here, but those, if you go based on the other awards ceremonies during this season, that's what's been having the most success. Netflix has led, or is likely to lead with the most nominations. The big one I'm looking out for is what will happen with Maestro. That's Bradley Cooper's magnum opus. He wrote, directed it, stars in it.
I'm Lenny.
This is his life's work, and we're going to see if he ends up getting the nominations that he's certainly hoping for. American Fiction is a big one. Rustin, is Coleman Domingo going to get a big nomination? How about Paul Giamatti, Dominic Sessa in their film, The Holdovers? There's a whole bunch of predictions that we can all make, but we might as well wait just a couple minutes. We're going to find out.
Might as well wait. That's a tease of a lifetime. But I'm with you there on Holdovers, by the way. I'm really curious to see how it does. Will Reeve at the Samuel Goldwyn Theater in Beverly Hills. Will, thank you so much for being here with us. And now I want to bring in our panel, our ABC News contributor and SiriusXM radio host, Mike Muse, also looking fabulous in senior awards editor at Variety, Clayton Davis, on set with me here in Los Angeles. And thank you for always wearing your hat. I would have been devastated had you not worn the hat today.
It goes with the look. You have to do it. Happy Oscar noms to all who celebrate.
It's like his role, right? So one thing that has been really interesting, I think, this year is the record-breaking summer that we saw at the box office. We haven't seen a summer like that in quite some time with the whole Barbenheimer craze. So a lot of general people, not the Academy, are pretty keyed in, at least on Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Listen, it's been 25 years since Titanic, as we remember, and everyone was invested. That was the highest-rated ceremony in Oscars history.
Saw it twice in the theater.
And I saw it, like, I think 4 times with sisters and everyone else, right? But this year, the general public is so invested in what's happening because Barbenheimer was huge. It's been exactly 20 years since the highest-grossing film of the year won Best Picture, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. So Barbie, not conventional Oscar fodder, but it is well liked out there. I'm really interested to see if Greta Gerwig gets a Best Director nomination today.
I know.
You know,
That's gonna be interesting to
it's
watch.
genre. It's something that's different, but this Academy is new, hip, a little cooler. They did Everything Everywhere All at Once, and that had, you know, flying butts and stuff. So
Flying butts.
it's flying butts.
And with flying butts, let's go straight to Mike Muse. And I feel like Mike is...
What a segue.
And Mike, I feel like you're sitting there all dressed up wondering when are we going to talk about American Fiction?
You read my mind, as always. American Fiction is my film of the season. It was one of my most anticipated films to see before it came out, and it did not disappoint. The way that Cord Jefferson directed this film, the way that he wrote the adapted screenplay, the satirical nature of it, it holds a mirror up to society and makes us question the things that we love and enjoy and the things that we see as commercial and not commercial. That is what I love about films. Films holds up a mirror to society and peels back the social constructs. And then the pacing of his directorial debut was absolutely amazing. And the way that he directed such fantastic actors. Jeffrey Wright, I mean, come on. He is one of the most preeminent actors of our time, and he delivered a masterful performance. And I am watching right now Sterling K. Brown. If he can deliver Best Supporting Actor, his turn in this movie was unreal. We know him from This Is Us, but he lost himself in that character. He became that character, and it was just the most delightful one. If there is an upset and surprise that can undo Oppenheimer, I'm looking at American Fiction. As well as the holdovers, but really American Fiction. That's my movie.
Yeah, you know, and I don't think that you're alone in that opinion there, but also let's talk quickly about Killers of the Flower Moon here. We could actually see history made just in a nomination here. Lily Gladstone could make history. If she gets nominated today, she'd be the first Native American nominated in a Best Actress category for the Oscars. And really, at this point, she is viewed as the likely winner by a lot of people, although Emma Stone making a late push here.
Yeah, I mean, this always opens up the debate of, you know, Emma Stone delivers her best performance that she's ever given in Poor Things. She's incredible in it. And standing next to Lily Gladstone, there's been a debate on whether Lily Gladstone should have went supporting versus lead. There is an hour difference of screen time between her and Leonardo DiCaprio in this 3-hour, 29-minute epic but from Martin Scorsese. So now they're battling right now, and then this is our, you know, setting the stage for the Super Bowl, a Super Bowl for us, for Oscars, and SAG is the next one up. We'll see if Lily could actually pull that one out, or if Emma beats her there, like she did at the Critics' Choice Awards. It's going to be a close race, but I'm just excited to see these two powerhouses go up against each other. It's a great year.
Absolutely. And women could also, yeah, please.
No, I was going to add to what Clayton brilliantly just described. The reason, what I am so fascinated about this battle between Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone, one, Lily's performance was absolutely phenomenal. The restraint that she had and to carry that tension for 3.5 hours or more was unreal. Emma Stone, I love the physical acting that she had, and that is when you put these two in conversation, which makes both performances so opposite but both so powerful. To deliver a restrained performance is very challenging. It's very difficult to hold that emotional draw, as well as keeping up with the physical dynamic pace of Emma Stone is also challenging, which is why I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Annette Bening. The Academy loves a physical acting, and her performance in Nyad was fantastic and very physical, demanding, which is something that the Academy loves. But those two, Emma and Lily, two separate performances, but both equally masterful.
And that'll be really interesting to see where the Academy comes out on that. And let's also talk about another historic first here that we could see, especially in terms of women and when it comes to directing. And we could see several women with these Best Picture nominations, right?
Yes, so we have 3 movies directed by women in contention that are likely to be nominated today. There's going to be Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall, and Barbie. The most that have ever been nominated are 2, and we might have actually 3 this year. And listen, maybe a 4th, because Saltburn has been brewing
Coming in
out
hot.
there. Coming in hot, no pun intended. But it has really been having this surge. And what I've learned by talking to voters, as much as we love that they love movies, they also don't watch a lot of movies. And I know Saltburn has generated curiosity. People have wanted to see it. It generates a visceral reaction on both sides. And sometimes being divisive is your best friend in this race. So I'm watching out for that to pop up in a few categories today.
I mean, everyone is talking about Saltburn that I've talked to. And Mike, what about this lead actor conversation here? Let's talk about that for a moment. Who are you watching out for in lead actor?
Lead actor, Jeffrey Wright. I just want Jeffrey Wright to be in there. I want Jeffrey Wright to have an incredible morning when he wakes up, maybe if he wakes up in LA or in Hollywood. I'm also, too, looking at Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper delivered a fantastic performance in Maestro. I thought the way that he held that character was absolutely superb. And so those are my top 2, and I think those top 2 have it on lock as well.
And Clayton, what about you in the lead actor role? You know that you and I have discussed this. I think that Leo deserves a nomination. I was like, I will die on that hill today. I mean, you disagree.
Well, it's not about, listen, it's not about who we want to win. It's about who will, right? And listen, maybe because I brought up Titanic.
I can go with the wants. You can go with the wills.
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio, I think where we are with Leo now is that we're not comparing him to other performances in the year. We're comparing him to Leonardo DiCaprio performances. He's been great in almost like everything he's touched. So it is hard to be Leonardo DiCaprio, deliver probably one of your best performances of your career. And I think some people take that for granted. I think they look at him and they go, oh, yeah, it's Leo. Of course he's great. He's great all the time. But what he does in Killers of the Flower Moon is, like, first of all, he plays a buffoon, which we've never seen him do before.
Yeah.
And it's such a physical performance that people don't realize how difficult it is for him to be doing what he's doing. And believe it or not, really funny in the movie as well. And I don't know how intentional that is, but it is a great performance. However, there's just louder biopic performances. You have Coleman Domingo and Rustin. You have Bradley Cooper and Maestro. It's just a very, very tight race.
Good morning.
Interesting. And now we're going to go straight to the nominations. Let's listen in.
Who are watching around the world, good afternoon and good evening. Welcome to one of the most exciting days of the year, the Oscars nominations announcement. With our membership of nearly 11,000 film industry artists and leaders, our acclaimed film museum and collection, and our world-renowned awards, the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences, the home of global cinema. We recognize and celebrate all aspects of the film industry and the diverse, talented individuals who make movies. The Oscar nominees in almost every category were voted upon by peers in their branch. Actors vote for actors, film editors vote for film editors, costume designers for costume designers, and so on. Best Picture nominations, however, are determined by all Academy members. This year, we had incredible voter turnout, with ballots cast from a record-breaking 93 countries. Today, we are thrilled to announce what our members feel are the best cinematic achievements of 2023. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our hosts who will announce the nominees. Actress Zazie Bates and actor Jack Quaid.
I am so honored to be here. How about you, Zazie?
Yeah, I'm super honored to be here. 93 countries. And standing here now is such a surreal experience. My little girl self is so excited to be here. Honestly, my adult self is really excited to be here, so.
For anyone in the film industry, no matter where you're from, to be recognized by the Academy is a dream come true.
To be nominated can be life-changing. So, let's get into it.
Okay. For Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role, Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction. Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon. Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling in Barbie. And Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things.
Next, the nominees for Achievement in Costume Design. Barbie. Killers of the Flower Moon. Napoleon. Oppenheimer. And Poor Things.
The nominees for Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling are Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow.
Now, this year's nominees for Best Live Action Short Film. The After, Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White, and Blue, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
For Best Animated Short Film, the nominees are Letter to a Pig, 95 Senses, Our Uniform, Pashidam, and War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko.
And now we have the first of the two award categories honoring writers. First, for adapted screenplay, the nominees are American Fiction, written for the screen by Cord Jefferson. Barbie, written by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. Oppenheimer, written for the screen by Christopher Nolan. Poor Things, screenplay by Tony McNamara. And The Zone of Interest, written by Jonathan Glazer.
And for original screenplay, the nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, screenplay, Justine Triet and Artur Arari. The Holdovers, written by David Hemmingson. Maestro, written by Bradley Cooper and Josh Singer. May December, screenplay by Sammy Birch, story by Sammy Birch and Alex Mechanic. And Past Lives, written by Celine Song.
Last, before our break, the nominees for performance by an actress in a supporting role. Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer. Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple. America Ferrera in Barbie. Jodie Foster in Nyad. And Davine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers. Congratulations to the nominees, and there are more to come.
Stick with us. We will be right back with more nominations.
That was exciting. Okay, so that was the first round of the Oscar nominations this morning, and we have a lot to talk about. ABC News contributor and SiriusXM radio host Mike Muse, who's not at all excited, and senior awards editor at Variety, Clayton Davis. Wow. Okay, let's start where they ended. Let's start with actress in a supporting role. I said yesterday that if a monologue and a speech can get you in this nomination, America Ferrera is in.
Latinas are at the Oscars. It's a good world to live in. I'm so excited right now. America Ferrera, listen, she's still the only Latina ever to win lead actress comedy at the Emmys for Ugly Betty, which was 25 years ago or 15 years ago, and her getting in for Barbie, first of all, shows the strength of Barbie. Barbie might do really well today. And secondly, it's just an amazing performance that really highlights the year she had. She was also in Dumb Money. It's an incredible feat. And Danielle Brooks getting in for The Color Purple, I was worried about her.
We talked about that yesterday, too.
I was, and I think she is, I wanted her in there so bad. I think she's so good in it, but the movie came on really late, and it's hard to do that that late in the season. And she's there alongside Jodie Foster, a two-time winner, Da'Vine Joy Randolph, and Emily Blunt, her first nomination, believe it or not, this year for Oppenheimer. This is a killer lineup, no pun intended.
Absolutely. And Mike, let's take that to you. You know, we were discussing yesterday that Danielle Brooks might not make it into this category, and now potentially could be one of the only nominations for The Color Purple.
Yo, listen, this is one of the most exciting categories so far. I think opposite of both of you, I thought American Ferrera was on the bubble. And so when she got announced, I was so excited that she got in there. I knew Danielle Brooks would get nominated because Danielle Brooks is a darling of the Broadway scene, the Broadway community. There is a little bit of an overlap in the demographic and type of members that are also, too, within the Academy. And so the fact that she got in there is amazing. Da'Vine Joy Randolph, this is her year. It's her statue to take. This was a very, very strong category. I am so excited for this one.
And now let's talk quickly about actor in a supporting role, because Mark Ruffalo got in, and I think that for a lot of people, he was on the bubble, and he got, and as I look at your list here, Willem Dafoe left off.
So here's the thing, the Poor Things boys seem to be splitting votes. That's what I was assessing. But we did get Mark Ruffalo his 4th nomination. Sterling K. Brown is there. But we do have a surprise among these that I want to point out. Killers of the Flower Moon missed out on adapted screenplay.
And that's an important note, right? Because Barbie was a late add to that category.
And it pushed it out, and Zone of Interest is in there, which that tells me Zone of Interest is getting in Best Picture. We're going to have maybe 2 to 3 non-English language movies nominated this year. It's going to be awesome.
A fantastic year. And Mike, do you want to weigh in on that here? Killers of the Flower Moon being left out of adapted screenplay?
I'm not that surprised. That was a very strong category. I know we don't have much time, but I'm so excited for American Fiction that got in there for adapted screenplay. Super excited for that one, that category. Like you said, William Dafoe, that was a big upset for me. I thought that he would get it over Mark Ruffalo. I thought he delivered a strong performance. What's interesting to note about costume, I know that's not an exciting category for everyone, but I'm excited. When I was watching that, I was like, I want that shirt, that suit, that sport jacket, and also, too, for makeup. Give up to the makeup artist, man. Poor Things, too, as well. I think they're going to take on the statue for that. They
Mike
did a
Muse
great
dressed
job
by Hollywood. All right, let's go back to Beverly Hills.
Welcome back. Live. Welcome back, guys. Live from the Academy in Beverly Hills, where we have the privilege of announcing the nominees for the Oscars.
What an exciting lineup so far. What's up next?
The nominees for Achievement in Music, Original Song. The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. I'm Just Ken from Barbie. It Never Went Away from American Symphony. Wajaji, A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon. And What Was I Made For from Barbie.
Next up, the nominees for Achievement in Music, Original Score. American Fiction. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Killers of the Flower Moon. Oppenheimer. And Poor Things.
And now, the nominees for Best Documentary Feature Film. Bobby Wine, The People's President. The Eternal Memory. 4 Daughters. To Kill a Tiger. And 20 Days in Mariupol.
Next, for Best Documentary Short Film, the nominees are The ABCs of Book Banning, The Barber of Little Rock, Island in Between, The Last Repair Shop, and Nai Nai and Waipo.
For Best International Feature Film, the nominees are Io Capitano, Italy. Perfect Days, Japan. Society of the Snow, Spain. The Teacher's Lounge, Germany. And The Zone of Interest, United Kingdom.
And for Best Animated Feature Film, here are the nominees. The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Production Design. Barbie. Killers of the Flower Moon. Napoleon. Oppenheimer. And Poor Things.
Next up, for Achievement in Film Editing, the nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
And for Achievement in Sound, here are the nominees. The Creator. Maestro. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 1. Oppenheimer. And The Zone of Interest.
Next, the nominees for Achievement in Visual Effects. The Creator. Godzilla -1. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 1. And Napoleon.
For Achievement in Cinematography, the nominees are El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
For performance by an actor in a leading role. Bradley Cooper in Maestro. Coleman Domingo in Rustin. Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers. Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer. And Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction.
For performance by an actress in a leading role, Annette Bening in Naya. Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Julia in Anatomy of a Fall. Carey Mulligan in Maestro. And Emma Stone in Poor Things.
For Achievement in Directing, the nominees are Justine Triet, Anatomy of a Fall, Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer, Yorgos Lanthimos, Poor Things. And Jonathan Glazer, The Zone of Interest.
And now for our final category.
I can't wait! Let's read them together. The nominees for Best Motion Picture of the Year are
American Fiction. Ben LeClaire, Nikos Paramigos, Cora Jefferson, and Jermaine Johnson, producers.
Anatomy of a Fall, Marie-Ange Luciani and David Thion.
Barbie. David Heyman, Margot Robbie, Tom Ackerley, and Robbie Brenner, producers.
The Holdovers, Mark Johnson, producer.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Dan Friedkin, Bradley Thomas, Martin Scorsese, and Daniel Lupi, producers.
Maestro, Bradley Cooper, Steven Spielberg, Fred Berner, Amy Durning, and Christy McCosco-Krieger, producers.
Oppenheimer. Emma Thomas, Charles Roven, and Christopher Nolan, producers.
Past Lives, David Hinojosa, Christine Vachon, and Pamela Koffler, producers.
Poor Things. Ed Guiney, Andrew Lowe, Yorgos Lanthimos, and Emma Stone, producers.
And The Zone of Interest, James Wilson, producer.
Congratulations to this year's nominees.
It's been an honor to be with all of you this morning. And to all the nominees, as we say in the biz, break a leg.
Good luck to all the nominees. Watch the Oscars live with host Jimmy Kimmel on Sunday, March 10th. This year, the show will start at a new time, beginning 1 hour earlier at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific on ABC. We look forward to celebrating with you.
All right, of all the things that Clayton is the most excited about that we just heard, he's the most excited that it's going to start a little bit earlier. So happy day. All right, there's a lot to break down. First, let's talk about Barbie, where it was not. No Margot Robbie, no Greta Gerwig.
Two huge misses. Listen, the Gerwig snub, unfortunately, I saw it coming. Again, it's due to genre bias. It's comedy. A few Academy members have told me some variation of this sentence. At the end of the day, it's still just Barbie. I think people just saw it as just like a fantasy comedy. Like, you know, they celebrated the box office of it, but it just didn't catch on with Academy. But they did go for a woman in that category, Justine Triet from Anatomy of a Fall. Huge nomination for that movie. And what's great about that also, it wasn't selected for France to represent it in international feature. The French movie they did select, Taste of Things, got snubbed today. So France is not looking good right now for choosing the wrong movie. Anatomy of a Fall won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, and this is huge. So I had a really good day today.
Yes, by the way, they announced the Best Picture nominations in Clayton's actual order, and he was spot on with every single one. But Mike, I want to give you a chance to weigh in here on Annette Bening making it in from Naiad.
I knew it. I knew what I talked about. Annette Bening, her performance, the physical performance. The Academy loves the physical performance. When they announced her first, I said there is going to be an upset. Someone's not going to make it. I knew it was going to be Margot Robbie. I just didn't think that she was going to be able to bring it home for an Oscar nomination for that performance, although she did a really great turn, as Clayton just mentioned, the genre bias associated with that one. But let me tell you, Kana, the Academy cannot do that to me again, holding out for Jeffrey Wright to get the last slot. I could not breathe. I was like, don't do this to me. And they did it. I'm so happy for Jeffrey Wright. But I thought Leonardo DiCaprio was actually on the bubble. Once they said Coleman Domingo, I thought he was going to be on the bubble. So once he came in, I knew Leonardo was going to be out. I think that is a very strong category. I also, too, heard Poor Things come up a lot. Poor Things had a really great morning right now with all of their nominations that they have going going on. But literally my category is going to be really contested is Best Actress. That is going to be a really great category. But Best Actor, I think the race comes down between Jeffrey Wright and Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti delivered a fantastic performance in The Holdovers. It was simple, but yet it was complex. It was layered. He showed range. He showed restraint. And so I'm really excited for him. I think Holdovers is going to have a really great Oscar night as well.
I do too, and I like that movie, but I also don't want to overlook Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy got his first Oscar nomination. You know what's funny? I feel like there's this Cillian Murphy has Leonardo DiCaprio disease that he had for a long time. He's looked 25 for the last 25 years, and he's 47 years old. He's actually very grown. But what's actually interesting here that people need to note, I think we have 4 movies that cracked double digits in nominations, got 10 or more, and that is the second time that's happened in Oscar history. The first time was in 2019 with 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joker, and all those movies is lost Best Picture to Parasite that only had 6.
Yeah.
The first non-English language movie. So this is a very interesting, eclectic lineup from the Academy, and I love this American fiction support group we have going on here. It's my favorite film of the year, so I'm just happy. Jeffrey Wright and Coleman Domingo. Believe it or not, this is only the second time in Oscar history that 2 black actors have made it into the Best Actor lineup that didn't include Will Smith or Denzel Washington.
Oh, wow. And we actually have the numbers here for you. To your point, Oppenheimer coming in with 13 overall, Poor Things with 11 overall, Killers of the Flower Moon with 10 overall. And Barbie, I mean, while is missing out in a few of those key categories, still coming in here with 8, but I think all eyes are going to be on America Ferrera for that. And so it didn't crack double digits, but still got 8. And we can't go without pointing out this little win here for this Mission Impossible franchise getting their first 2 nominations ever.
That was a shock for me because that franchise has been passed over for years now. I mean, the first one came out in 1995, has never received an Oscar nomination. It got 2 this year. So left over Tom Cruise love from Top Gun Maverick, obviously, but it did very well today. And again, I just want to note Annette Bening getting in. Sandra Hüller was the sign for me in that category that someone big was missing. I cannot believe Margot Robbie, but she's nominated for Best Picture as a producer for Barbie.
And really quick, if I can get into cinematography, Maestro. That one was shot so beautifully, frame for frame. I think that is going to be the take-home of Oscar night is Maestro for Best Cinematography.
Sure, and Maestro could win in sound as well. All right, ABC News contributor and SiriusXM radio host Mike Muse and our senior awards editor at Variety, Clayton Davis. Thank you so much. What a fun morning this was. And that does it for the nominations for the 96 Academy Awards. Be sure to catch the Oscars live Sunday, March 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific on ABC. I'm Kate Whit with everybody in Los Angeles. Have a great day.